Hi guys, it's album review time. It's a big one. It's Megadeth and the Sick, the Dying and the Dead. This is the band's 16th studio album. It was released only September the 2nd. The first album in 6 years. It's been coming a long time. There's been delays. There's been all sorts of shit happening with the band. We'll get onto a little bit of that in a minute. But obviously a huge name. One of the big four in thrash. Well deserved as well. This album, man, is absolutely brilliant. And I haven't always been a massive Megadeth fan, I've got to admit. I'm not, fanatical about them, but I realise how good they are. I realise why they're loved so much. But I suppose when I was growing up in the 80s, I was a bit of a hair metal fan, I suppose you would say. So it took a lot for me to get into thrash altogether, and I liked a little bit of Metallica and I liked a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but I wasn't fully thrash. I was mainly hair metal, although you wouldn't believe it, would you? But some thrash songs, got me, and I thought they were great, but I never really got into it fully. It's only really recently, that I've really got into thrash more. And especially some new stuff that's come out this year and last year as well. There's been some fantastic thrash albums. And I've got to say, man, this Megadeth, I might not be the biggest Megadeth fan, but I'm a fucking huge fan of this album. This is brilliant. And I know from the way that, reading reviews and hearing about Megadeth's discography, that it hasn't been the most consistent. Obviously there's some classic stuff in the past, they're real big albums, and then they've had some letdown albums, but I can't really comment about them. It's only what I've heard, so I'm just going on what I know about this album, and I fucking love this album from beginning to end. It is huge. It is really huge. I think that Megadeth fans are going to love it, just because it's so heavy, it's so technical, it's so complex at times. So this is a musician's band, obviously, but also someone, who just wants to hear catchy, hooky, heavy songs. Man, this is one of the albums of the year, I would say for sure. It's so fucking strong. So there's a lot to dissect, a lot to digest on this album. There's a lot going on, but it's all fucking brilliant. Obviously they cover, as Megadeth do, and Dave Mustaine in his lyrics, he covers, things that are going on in the world, war, politics, other issues that are going on, without a doubt, world issues. He always covers that sort of stuff, and that's no different on this album. So let's look at the band members at the moment. Obviously you've got Dave Mustaine. One of the things, it's really weird, when I was growing up, obviously where I was into this hair metal or classic rock and metal as well, for me growing up in the 80s, one of the biggest things for me was vocals, and I always wanted someone that could scream to the heavens, or, has got such a, Dio type voice, and I still love that now. But I was sort of veered off from Megadeth because of Dave Mustaine's voice. But I've got to say, I really love his voice, and I think he sounds as good now as he did back then. He's even had all those issues, health issues as well with his throat. He had throat cancer, and I've got to, hands up to the guy. He sounds great, and he really suits, I think. And now I've grown up a bit, and I think I realise what his voice does with the music, and it just fits perfectly. So I love his vocals across this album. I think it's absolutely brilliant. It just has got real snarl about him. Kiko Loureiro on the lead guitar, man. So obviously Dave and Kiko swap about, and the guitar work, man, like I said, this is a musician's album as well. Just blown away by the guitars. Some of the best soloing you'll hear. Just amazing stuff. Riffs after riff after riff after riff, solo after solo. It's just relentless. So it's a guitar album, that's without a doubt, and that's another reason why I fucking love this. I mean, like I said, Megadeth fans, One of the things they always say, you know, again, the Metallica versus Megadeth thing, which is always that Megadeth have always got the more intricate, more technical stuff. Yeah, there's no doubt in that. Across this album, it's just so intricate, complex and technical, but at the same time hooky as well. Dirk Verburen, I think I'm pronouncing that right, on the drums. Just obviously this is fresh. Some of this is really fast, not all of it. There's quite a few songs that are right in my wheelhouse where they slow down a bit, but the thrash parts are brilliant as well. And obviously as a drummer in thrash, you've got to be the fucking top of your game, and this guy is brilliant. And Steve DiGiorgio on the bass from Testament. I love Testament, one of my favourite thrash bands as well. Obviously all the grief with Dave Ellefson leaving the band. I think it was that this year or last year. I think they had to re-record all the bass on the album. And I love Testament anyway. And Steve DiGiorgio is a great bass player, and he's brilliant across this whole album. Let's get on to the songs. Probably going to talk about most of them. It's kick off. I think this is a new single as well. The Sick, the Dying and the Dead. The title track. You get a little bell tolling and bringing out your dead, bring out your dead. It's fucking made me smile a little bit, but a bit creepy at the same time. It's like the calm before the storm. This is great metal groove over this song, galloping in parts. Halfway mark, and there's loads of breakdowns and things happening on these songs, but you get a quiet part, and then it's back into the fucking heaviness. The first of many amazing solos. I mean, I could literally break down the solos in this, but all I'm going to say is they're all fucking amazing. They really are. I sort of on this, like on some of the songs, the chorus ain't so much up front. You know, it's not got a real hooky chorus, but it's like it doesn't fucking need it. It's got so much going on in this song. I just love everything about it. Next up, we've got Life in Hell. This is a fast track. The first of many fast, technical, classic thrash riffs. Early solo on this one that's just blows my fucking mind. The frenetic thrash is just so relentless. Then about the 2-minute 15-second mark, it changes up with a sort of real recognisable talking part, Mustaine talking over heavy riffs. Then it thrashes out till the end. Great track. Then we get on to Night Stalkers. This was a single. Lights out in the desert. I fucking love this track. This is epic. Really fucking epic. I mean, you've probably all heard it anyway, you Megadeth fans. This is one with Ice-T on it. So this was a single, like I said, technically brilliant, thrashy verses. An outstanding chorus has got that classic Megadeth groove, so heavy and so tight. So fucking brilliant. Ice-T comes in his part, almost sort of talking, not rapping as such, almost talking. Very cool indeed. And then another frenetic guitar solo. Acoustic guitar kicks in. This is just, man, so much happens in this song for about 2 minutes from the end. Some strings, it's sort of epic, really cool, and it builds into one of the meanest bass sounds I think I've ever heard. There's a bit where the bass kicks in. It's just fucking brilliant. It's before exploding back into this excellent track. Pure epic stuff there, guys. Dogs of Chernobyl is next. Radioactive clouds. Icy explosion zone. It's a longer song, just like Night Stalkers were, just over 6 minutes long. Creepy beginning, kids laughing. There's an acoustic guitar part, and the song sort of builds with some electric guitar parts introduced. The band creates such a fucking epic feel before they unleash into sort of a prog metal track with sort of odd time signatures dotted about. Absolutely clever songwriting. A snarling but catchy chorus leads to a great thrashy section, but sees Mustaine spit lyrics out. Just brilliant, sort of trading off of guitar solos throughout. Sacrifice is the next song I want to talk about. That great Megadeth groove in full force here, and that groove sort of flows seamlessly into the chorus. It's a great track. Sort of don't see them sort of stray too far away and do anything different out of that groove in the whole song. but it's absolutely brilliant. Quite straightforward for them, Megadeth wise, but a brilliant track nonetheless. Junkies next, chuggy, galloping, a classic Megadeth track. Medium paced, one of the catchiest tracks so far on the album, I would say. Sounds like something from the Peace Sells, I would say, or So Far So Good era to me. I'd say it's another track as well. It's more of a straightforward track for them. There's a little instrumental break with a little 1 minute 20-second song, and then we're into Killing Time. Medium paced again, a catchy track that sort of sees ultra tight galloping metal riffs lead their way to a great melodic chorus again. A short acoustic break on this one before an excellently written instrumental passage. And then I want to talk about Soldier On. I think this was another single.
No reason left for living all alone.
A little while ago, just before the album came out. This doesn't waste any time. Galloping heavy riffs, a really catchy track, and of course, heavy as fuck. An obvious single choice, I would say, listening to it. Upon first listen, this is probably the catchiest, most accessible track, I would say, on the album altogether. It's not, you know, melodic rock, it's metal, but it's so catchy. So Lebutant is next. It's another excellent thrash track that seems to poke fun, I would say, at celebrities who love to be idolised and basically would do anything to get ahead. There's plenty of them in this world. Mustaine, I would say, is best vocally here with that menacing, angry style he has sometimes. Absolutely love the change up at the 2 minute mark, the perfect festival riff, you know, at that point to get the crowd moshing. Although I'm a bit old to fucking mosh now, but I can imagine it's absolutely brilliant. Mission to Mars is next.
I open a window for the seven sisters of Pleiades. Hello, ladies. Hello.
Love the guitar work here. This is a medium pace song, one of the strongest tracks, I would say. The guitars chug and chug and chug. This one really is catchy as well. The overall feel of the song is quite hooky and melodic, but especially the chorus. There's some cool little synth touches here and there, but the chuggy guitars are the fucking winner on this one. The last 2 minutes are amazing, where the song goes in a different direction, as many of these songs do. Amazing stuff. We'll Be Back is the proper last song on the album. You've got a couple of bonus tracks that I'll just touch upon, but this was a single. Man, what a fucking track. This does everything, this track. This showcases the album perfectly. Like something you would hear on a classic Megadeth album, I would say, like Rust in Peace, probably, you know, my favourite album from Megadeth. The thrashy verses perfectly lead to a catchy and groove-laden chorus. Blistering guitar work throughout on here. The solo section on this is just, man, it's mind-blowing. It really is one of the best thrash songs I've actually heard in fucking years. Amazing stuff. And then there's a couple of bonus tracks that I heard. Police Truck, which is a Dead Kennedys cover. So you've got the punky attitude that Megadeth sometimes have. Not really on this album, I would say. And then This Planet on Fire has Sammy Hagar singing on it. It's actually a Sammy Hagar song. I mean, they really are add-ons, I would say. If you want to think about the album finishing with We'll Be Back, one of the best fucking songs I've ever heard, then look at it like that. So, man, this is a brilliant album. Really, really impressed with this Megadeth album. I mean, there's a lot of hype about it, saying it's one of the best albums he's done in years, or Megadeth have done in years. I mean, man, like I said, I'm not an avid follower of Megadeth. All I can say is this is one of the best albums you'll hear. It's fucking brilliant. So there you go, The Sick, The Dying and The Dead by Megadeth. This is available everywhere and I totally recommend it for all metal and thrash fans. It's amazing. See you soon, guys.